Hey guys, I want to let you in on this really crazy fun fact that some people might unironically know, but I have a level 280 Dark Knight. Crazy. I actually wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, just because this past year has been so buck focused that I've probably only dished out 2 Dark Knight videos. There was the Black Mage solo and then the multi-park extreme video, and that was pretty much it. There hasn't really been anything I've been covering on Luna, which kind of sucks, but hopefully I can make something change. Anyway, what is up guys? This is Kobe here, and welcome to a video where I'm going to be covering my equips, pretty much overall account progress on literally 3 different accounts. So before I get into it, let me talk about kind of when I started playing these accounts. So this Dark Knight here, this is the first of the 3 accounts that I started playing on. I started on November of 2020 after Naver was announced to be shutting down. It's pretty much, I guess, sort of partnership with making MapleStory accounts, and people who did have Maple accounts through Naver could transfer to their own Nexon Korea account, and if you could not make your own Nexon Korea account, then that account would just be destroyed. So I had a friend help make an account for me, and I transferred all of my gear from Naver to this account, and then my old Naver character, my level 252 Dark Knight, just pretty much got deleted. It took an entire year for that character to get deleted, and I went ahead and just snagged the IGN, and I have the same IGN as my Naver character now. And then there's the account that pretty much everybody's familiar with, my KMS Reboot Buck account. That account started in March of 2022. It turns a year old in 2 days after recording this video, which is honestly really crazy to think of, a year of playing Reboot. And then there's that, and then the GMS Reboot account, which I thought would just be a one-off thing for a month and I'm done, but apparently I'm still playing the freaking server and I'm getting pretty strong on the Mihile, and I don't think I want to stop anytime soon. I've been having a blast. I think just because fresh account progression has always been really fun, and actually sitting here considering maybe hitting 275 on it or something stupid. But I started that account on November of 2022 with the release of the Cygnus Remasters Ignition Update Hyperburn. The Mihile I am playing was a freshly hyperburned character, and that is where that's just where everything started. This is a video that I promised after I soloed Black Mage in the Dark Knight, and I never delivered it. So I think it's about time I deliver it. Some things are a little different from the BM solo, but everything for the most part, or not everything, but 90%, maybe more than 90% of my equips still pretty much remain the same. Only because progression on Reg server, yes, this is Reg server, the only Reg server account that I am going to showcase of the 3. Progression on Reg server is the worst thing ever. After I showcase everything, I'll be talking about goals that I might have for this year, bosses that I want to do on each character moving forward, so on and so forth. So here's my Dark Knight's equipment window. I got maxed arcane symbols and 280 authentic force, with level 11 Cernium, level 10 hotel arcs, and level 7 odium. I've been doing odium daily since released, but I fear that I might have missed 26 symbols. I want to say it's around 26 symbols, plus there's still dailies that I haven't done today, so I want to say the highest that players are at for odium is around 128 out of 581 roughly in KMS at the moment, but I'm not necessarily too sure. It was a combination of missing a few odium dailies plus missing out on some event symbols, which led me to believe that I'm 26 symbols behind roughly, because I missed some symbols during both Tactical Relay and the Haste event. I think those are the only 2 events that I actually missed odium symbols. But anyway, let's get into it. We got the Dawn Guardian Angel Slime Ring. It has 22 stars. It is ICOG'd with 2 slots of premium scrolls on it. Main pot's done. B pot is something that would probably have to be done during some type of miracle time. As you know, there's been the whole craze of Rec server having untradeable gear. and everything when you equip it. This is one of the untradeable items that I can no longer trade to anybody else, and I gotta work on it on my own. And one of the things I'd have to do would be its B-Pot. Well, pretty much the only thing that I would have to do. B-Pot sucks. I'm just gonna give it to you blunt. B-Pot sucks. Worst thing ever. I really hope they would improve on it, which is why most of my B-Pots are going to be like 2-line unique. I might have a couple of legendaries outside of WSE, but like they're annoying. I hate them so much. But yeah, this is my slime ring. We have a 22-star Meister ring, which is also ICOG'd once for 6 attack, and then premium score for the second slot. Main pot is done, and the B pot is 2-line, which I consider +2 to still be like a 2-line, because +2 on my level is 56 stat, which is still a little bit worse than 7%. But again, since B pot is such an annoying potential to roll, you can't necessarily pick and choose what lines you want unless you're so many money. So I would still consider this to be 2-line with +2 every 10 levels. All stat, I was, cause like this is 56 stat, and I think a good rate for all stat for me might be like 9-ish. So of course it makes sense that 7% would be like a little bit better, but I honestly don't think the two are like too far off from each other. And then we have a 2-line strength event ring. Welcome to KMS, everybody, where our ring choice is like very trash. And the B pot isn't even 2-line. We got +14 strength at the bottom. That's even worse. I'm not touching this ring anymore. This ring's done. Whenever the day comes, I will want to upgrade to an Endless Terror. Who knows how long that's gonna be until I actually do. But I do want to continue like working on my pitch set, get into this terror, and then that would be that. It would have to be, you know, 22 stars, 30% main pot. The B pot would probably be 2-line unique because, you know, me and B pot and stuff like that. And then we have Aurora 4, my main ring. I swap between Risk Taker 4 sometimes, or rarely, and Weapon Jump 4 sometimes. And these are my Oz rings. And pretty much always have an Oz ring as a main ring in KMS. I know some people will probably still use one as a main ring in GMS as well, but this is like the designated Oz ring main slot where I do swap between Oz rings and such. And then we got my cursed spell book. I'm 3-set pitch on this character. All the pitch items that I'm wearing, excluding the book, is 22 stars. So I'll just go ahead and throw that out. Flame is 75 and 6. Flames are not as accessible on Rec Server as they are on Reboot, so I am very happy with the flame that this book has, because getting anything higher than this is extremely difficult. Moving on over, Daybreak Pendant. This was, I think this is the character's most recent upgrade, actually. It's got a 60 and 6 flame. It has been scrolled with an ICOG once for 6 attack, and then I premium accessory scroll the rest of it. And by the way, when I say premium scroll, each scroll is like 4 to 5 attack. There is a 15% chance for 5 attack, and then an 85% chance of 4 attack. I believe on this pendant specifically, I rolled +5 once, and then +4 4 times. And then of course the first slot I ICOG'd until I hit +6, which is why it's 107 attack. 30% main pot, and the B pot is 4% all stat and 11 attack. I think this, I kind of got this B pot for free because I was using free B pot keys from the event shop, and it just hit unique really fast, and then bam, I got 2-line, and then that was that. Probably won't touch it for a while though. Miracle Times would be the only time I would touch B-Pot, but even then, it would still take quite a bit of a fortune just to get into Legendary, and then you gotta roll lines in Legendary with the most ridiculous pool ever. Like, you got line... I don't even want to talk about it. That B-Pot's so annoying. I hate it so much. Alright, moving on to 4, we got this Dominator Pendant, which of course would have to be replaced with a by a source in the future, but not necessarily anytime soon, because I'm not really that big of a fan of the Source of Suffering upgrade. It's kind of whatever. Now this was not ICOG / premium scrolled. This was scrolled with the rocks that you get from Arcarium that are specifically made for the Dominator pendants. They give 3 all stat and 3 attack. They have a 70% pass rate, which is affected by like diligence, which is plus 10% skull chance, and guild skills, which is plus 4% skull chance, so it goes up to 84% when you use them. but you got to use protection scrolls on them, because if they fail, there is a 100% chance that the Dominator pendant will blow up, and then you have to get a new Dominator pendant, and that'll be very sad. And I'm not talking about the Star Force booms either. I'm talking about decimated, gone from your inventory like the good old days. It's not good. But the flame on it is 68 and 5, which is pretty decent. The main pot is 30%, with the last line being 9% all stats, so it is double prime. And then the B pot is garbage. +1, that's like 3% stat, probably. I'm not even joking, it's so bad. And then 4% strength as well, so it's like 7% roughly in the B pot, which, again, I hate B pots, I don't even want to keep it. And then here's my liberated Genesis weapon, which I finished really fast. The Genesis weapon I thought about charging hundreds of dollars for, but I got so lucky on it that I didn't even have to spend a single dime on it. Anyway, the flame is 36 stat, tier 6 attack, tier 6 boss, tier 5 all stat. I love it. The main pot, I hit legendary pretty quickly, and I rolled 2-line attack, 1-line boss, and like 60 something cubes, I want to say. Like, craziest thing ever. It was ridiculous. I have the cubing video up on my stream or on my channel somewhere. I'll probably link it, but like, absolutely wild. B-Pod, I did this off of Miracle Time. Yeah, because I liberated in July, like beginning of July. Miracle Time was in the middle of that month. I saw somebody else cube, and I had the whole like monkey see, monkey do motion. Like, oh, they cubed off of it, I can cube off of it as well. And I hit legendary really quickly, and then I ended up rolling 12% damage and 18% attack on the B-Pot. I've never actually rolled 21% attack on a B-Pot before, but when I look at this B-Pot, this is, I think it's like around the same as, or maybe even a tiny bit better than simply just 21% attack alone. Rolling 2-line attack on B-Pots for your WSE is really, really frustrating to do. So when you see the people that try to go for a 3-line, you already know they're just stacked. They have money. They have money. It's crazy. And then the soul is Magnificent Lotus. We have a Dreamy Belt. 91 and 6, 102 int, don't look at it. 22 stars again, so 4 slots, one of them was ICOG, and then the other 3 was premium scrolled. I don't really remember the values on it, honestly. I just got it. 30% main pot. B pot is 12 attack, 4% strength, and plus 14 strength, which the plus 14 strength is like 1.5% strength, I guess. So like 5.5% strength with 12 attack, which is something I'll take, so it's not really too bad. So this is another kind of sort of completed pitch item I have, and that's it. Moving on forward, we have probably my most expensive item still that I can actually sell. If my pitch items are tradable, then I'm pretty sure my belt or my mark would be more expensive, but you can't trade them, so it is what it is. So we got my CRA hat. We're looking at a 40 strength, 7% all stat flame. It's really not that good, honestly. Main pot, -3 seconds, 9% strength. B pot, -1 seconds, 4% strength. This comes out to be a total of -4 seconds with 13% strength across both potentials. Super good hat. I'd want to sell it sometime soon, because I was thinking to myself, what if it might actually be time I go Eternal set? So that will be an interesting thing, an interesting play to make. Anyway, we have my Loose Control Machine Mark, aka Zerk. This was all self-made. I made everything on here: the scrolling, the flaming, the potential, the bonus potential, everything. 74 and 6. Of course, I cogged it once, stream scroll the rest of it. It has a 30% main pot, which I probably rolled in like 100 reds, which was super quick. And then the B pot is +3 strength per 10 levels. So yeah, you can tell it was self-made because the B pot sucks. And then we got the Black Bean Mark. Honestly, one of the items that some people will look at and be like, how did you clear BM with this? I don't understand. How do you solo BM like that? 60 and 2 on the first, 62 and 6 on the flame. I think I did the same thing where I just... Did I ICOG in premium? No, this looks like a full premium. Yeah, this was a full premium because there's like no other stat boost on anything at all. So full premium scroll +6, main pot 18% strength, B pot 9% strength. I wish I could have this B pot on most of my other equips, but can't really choose, I guess. and then the main part just sucks. This is one of my items that will be replaced soon by a magic eye patch. I'm either going to buy a 22 star plus 30% stat eye patch and then flame it and B-pot cube it myself, or I'll buy a 30% strength eye patch and star force it and flame it and B-pot cube it myself. I'm not really sure about that latter part, even though that's exactly what I did with the belt. That's exactly what I did with the Daybreak. That's what I did with the slime ring. That's what I did with this ring. I don't know. Star Force has been scaring me lately. I used to be like the Star Force winner, the god. I was hitting 22s like there's no tomorrow, but I fear I've lost that talent, and I'm not sure if I can do that anymore. CRA top. So this was actually unique during my Black Mage solo, which is why I think it's peace off, because I wanted to sell it and buy a better top. Just have it at that, I guess. So apparently it's a tradable top, which I don't know when or if I'll ever sell. I mean, of course I'd want to sell it so I can buy an eternal top sometime in the future, but we don't really know when that's actually gonna be. But it is 48 and 6. It's traced. I think, yeah. This hat is also traced. So spell tracing plus 12, that's just 7 strength per slot, pretty much. So 8 slots of 7 strength on here. And then the main part is 2-line strength, so 21. And the B part is 6% strength, 2-line epic. Horrifying. Terrible. Pants. Now, I've went over these pants in the past, but I bought these from a friend. Which I assume he has gotten through the market himself. But this is also traced, so 7 strength per slot, 68 and 5 flame. It has 12 blue stars on it. Miraculous equip enhancement scrolls. These are scrolls back from like 2012. Back in the days where people were using these on like everything, CRA, Fafnir, stuff like that, just to be able to solo HMAG or CRA back in the day and stuff, before the release of the actual 25 Star Force system itself. The difference between this and 22 stars is that with these scrolls, you cannot hit magic attack, which doesn't even matter, and it was actually 2 stat worse to use these over just 22 starring the item. As you can see, this is plus 171, but this is only plus 173. It's weird. 27% main pot. B pot is 8% strength and 11 attack. One of my better B pots. So I'll just go ahead and take that. And then choose my best armor main pot ever. And also one of my best flames too. This was also spell traced. The flame is 75, 5, and 6. Absolutely crazy. 33% main pot. My only 33% main pot there is. And then the B pot is just 12 attack and 4% strength, which is really nothing to go after. I will not be going arcanes. Yes, I said it here. Why aren't you going arcanes, Kobe? What's going on? What's the move? I'm waiting to wear the Eternal set. No explanation needed. Anyway, these are Meister earrings. This is not a commanding force earring. 22 stars, 72 and 5 flame. It's plus 7. But wait it. It's only gotten 16. This was regularly scrolled with like, not these aren't even premium accessory scrolls. These are regular accessory scrolls. So I'm probably not even gonna touch these earrings anyway. Just sell them as is. I don't want to touch them anymore. I'm not gonna make upgrades on an item that I actually would eventually want to replace with actual commanding force earrings. But I didn't even realize that these were scrolled with regular accessory scrolls, which honestly kind of interests me a little bit. But 27 on the main pot, 8% on the B pot, and then that's that. Apso shoulder, you know, they just released a brand new shoulder from Kaling, the Eternal shoulder. Of course, I'm definitely gonna get one of those one day. Totally. There's been 0 Kaling clears in the world at the moment on live server. But anyway, I cogged this twice for 6 attack for both slots. The second slot requires the usage of a return scroll if he rolled plus 6 on the first slot, and return scroll is the worst thing to exist, because it's like 7k and X to use the ICOG. If the ICOG fails, you lose the return scroll. If the ICOG passes, you get to choose before the stats of the ICOG or after the stats of the ICOG. If you choose before, the ICOG just doesn't go through. I don't remember if you lose the slot or not, but it's just making sure that like you don't take the after stats of the ICOG if it does not hit the stats that you want. But you pay like 7, maybe even 7.9k in X each time you want to do this. Return scroll ICOGing, it's like the second worst content in this game behind B-potting. You only ever do it on shoulders if you don't really have money like that, because you can't use accessory scrolls on shoulders. Why? I don't know. I actually don't know why you can't do that. It's the most annoying thing ever. Absol gloves. 84 strength flame, 5 attack, 4% all stat flame. Pretty good. 1 line crit damage. 1 line crit damage, 15% strength in the A pot, and the B pot is 2% all stat and 10 attack. Honestly, this is also self-made. I'm sure you could tell. Definitely one of my worst plays yet. But it's all good because this, alongside the Black Bean Mark, are my 2 items that I'm going to replace like soon. So Absol Glove will be replaced with another Absol Glove, of course. But I want to get like 2 line crit damage in the main pot and then 1 line on the B pot. Crit damage in the B pot is only 3%, but still, gaining 11% crit damage would be a pretty big gain. I have 11.3 bill, which I think I would need to get up to 20 bill and sell these to buy better gloves. But I believe in terms of like meso to gains, getting an eye patch might be the best thing to do, but a new pair of gloves isn't really that far off. So these are the 2 items I'd want to replace ASAP, and after that, I'm not really sure where I would go from there. Here's my emblem, 24% attack, 9% damage Bane pot. Could have been 33% attack, but who cares? I'm done touching this emblem because Saren is coming out. No, because one day I'm gonna get a Saren emblem. 9% all stat on the B pot, as well as 18% attack on the B pot. Again, have never rolled a single 21% in my life, and I'm not sure if I ever will. Badge. Monster Park Medal. Secondary, 55 attack. No, whoa, dang. 55 boss, you got the 20% legacy line. 55 boss with 12 attack on the main pot, and then the B pot is 21% attack, which clearly I've bought because I haven't rolled that on my own, and 9% strength, which is a pretty freaking good B pot. And the main pot is double prime, but it's like, it's got a 20 boss line, which kind of kills it, but it is what it is. And then Absol Cape, 99 and 5 on the flame. This was spell traced. Pretty sure the gloves are also spell traced. The gloves for spell tracing is a bit different because it's plus 3 attack instead of plus 7 stat. So 8 slots, that's plus 24 attack from tracing. And then that's that. Cape has a 27% main pot and an 8% B pot. And then lastly, we have the Fairy Heart, which is 2 lines, and I magical scrolled it. So what magical scrolls are they are scrolls that give 3 all stat per scroll, and then they give 9 to 11 attack. There is a 50% chance to hit 9, a 40% chance to hit 10, and a 10% chance to hit 11. So I used 10 scrolls and I got 97, which I think is like the average roll for them. It was either 97 or 96, I don't exactly remember. And then the B pot is just 21 attack, 2 lines of attack, and that's it. And that's it for the Dark Knight gear. Alright, we are pretty much self-buffed. It is time to see my range with this, my stat, everything. 146 mil, I got 62.9k stat, 41 boss, 94 IED, and my current sim sets I have is the Wangshan VIP title, and that's pretty much it. It's like okay, my IED's a little low, my boss is on the low end as well, but it is what it is. The link skills that I'm running on this character for bossing: Adele, yes Adele, Demon Slayer, Arc, Angelic Buster, Resistance, Thief, Demon Avenger, Cadena, Mage, Kinesis, Luminous, and Kine. I could probably run Xenon for like the same damage value, but then that's stat inflation, that's ugly. Such the stupidest thing, man, I swear. They're probably around like the same damage increase though. But of course, you know, KMS doesn't have Hayato, Kana, Beast Tamer, or Jet, so I can't run any of those link skills at all. And then here's my Legion. 8.8k. I have a 280 Dark Knight, 255 Bam, 250 Mercedes, and a 250 Blaze Wizard. These are all my characters out of 250 plus, and then everything else is below level 250. Coming out with the grand total of 8.8k. I don't think this is gonna go up a lot higher anytime soon. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm probably not gonna hit 9k for a very long time still, but I'll just go ahead and take this. It's actually crazy because I think without the additional Maple Imp piece, it is a perfect fit into crit damage, IED, boss damage, and stat and attack, which looks really cool. So I'm honestly kind of annoyed about this Maple Imp piece just having this thing just stick out like that. That's very annoying, but I just go ahead and take it. Now, in terms of content this character has cleared and is looking to clear, I have soloed Black Mage and I have soloed normal Saren. Those are the two most powerful bosses this character has soloed. Party content, it is strong enough to unironically 5-man Watcher Kalos, which is something that's probably not recommended to do at all, because Kalos is an extremely difficult boss. I've been practicing this boss with friends for a while. We had a bishop in the party, but unfortunately, because we kept like having conflicting practicing schedules and we weren't really practicing as much as we should have, the bishop left the party and went to go look for another party that would practice more. So because the bishop left the party imploded. So I recently joined like a Smega party, which I ran with a few times, and you know, just to get some extra practice down. Not even sure if like it's gonna be people that I'm gonna be clearing with, because I keep rotating party members in and out whenever like someone's not available and stuff. So I'm not really sure like what the official party for that is. But Kalos is hard. Kalos is like really hard. When I fight Kalos and I think of this boss, it's like I keep hearing people say things like Mushroom 2D Mushroom games not even that hard. Bro, and then there's Kalos. I feel like if you fought Kalos, even one bursting per segment, as a party that can one burst per segment, and you're still saying that? I want the skill that you have. I really do. Like, I could understand someone saying that for all the bosses in this game, following up to at least Black Mage. I think Black Mage is a pretty challenging boss, I'm not gonna lie. Saren, we have a class in this game that can, like, get rid of the danger of this entire boss. It's so stupid. They gotta get rid of Untouchable, honestly. Kalos is an absolute monster beyond imagination. And then Kaling, I still haven't heard too much from Kaling outside of the party that actually cleared on the test server. So we need to wait till there's like more power creep, so a lot more parties will be able to run. Because the thing about Kaling is, even though my character is like a little bit more than qualified to run Kalos now, the next boss going up would be Kaling, and Kaling is she requires way too much damage, man. It's like, not only do you want to have these symbols, all 3 of these symbols maxed out right here, but you want to have like super crazy cracked out gear. Like, I'm talking your 85k stat plus, you gotta be level 285 plus, and it's just too expensive, man. Like, it's actually just way too much, and for that reason, that's why I've kind of considered this character to be on like a standby mode, and I'm not necessarily funding too much at the moment, because getting to Kaling just takes way too much. Especially grinding on Rexer from 280 to 285, that is not a grind that I'm necessarily willing to put myself through when I'm having more of a blast in the game, leveling, say, my Buck or my Mihile. And that's really just that. So I feel like until they add some sort of power creep in this game going forward, I do not see myself fighting Kaling, because she's too hard of a boss. Now, in terms of her actual boss mechanics though, I don't know how it is compared to Kalos. I already kind of forgot what the clear party on the test server said. It said it was more of a skill-based boss, which I guess maybe I like misheard it because I don't necessarily know what that even means. But I still don't really know if she's like an easier or a harder boss than Kalos. And if she's an easier boss mechanically than Kalos, then I will absolutely understand, because Kalos, I think I've said enough about Kalos. Have yet to clear, but I hope sometime down the road, sometime soon, I eventually will clear this boss, and then I'll be a happier person. Literally what my boss checklist looks like every single week. All of your bosses cleared, except for these two. Well, this one's obvious, but this one being left not cleared, man, sucks. And I think that pretty much covers everything for Luna. It is time to move over to the Korean Reboot server now. Oh man, it looks like my VAC pet saw the end of its days again. I gotta charge another $8 to bring it back for the month. I literally do that on this character every single month now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm very happy to have moved over to the reboot section because I no longer have to talk about scrolling and beatbots. Oh, it's so sad. Anyway, this is my buck, level 277. There might be some spoilers on here that aren't in the reboot series, like some gear upgrades and some items in my inventory, but that's perfectly fine. I'll talk about what's changed since the end of the series. The end of the 2022 series and the beginning of the 2023 series, where our whack Black Mage is headed. Symbol stats: maxed out arcane symbols, 220 sack, level 9 Cernium, level 7 Hotel, level 6 Odium. So this character is behind Odium by, I want to say, like 240 symbols roughly? 230, 240 symbols? Which isn't really that bad. I did reach Odium like a month late, so I did miss out on like an initial month worth of dailies. And then I think there's more event symbols that I didn't necessarily get, that I prioritized getting more on the Dark Knight instead. Which doesn't really make any sense, but they're on two different worlds. But when I consider events like Haste Event, I spend more of Haste Event buying 2x coupons than caring to buy symbols. So that's kind of just how it was. But it is gear time. Starting over from the ring again. Guardian Angel ring. I've boomed 5 of these, and the highest it's seen is 19 stars. You think after 5 booms you would have at least seen 20, but no. I have 2 rings in my inventory right now waiting to be boomed. You already know how it goes. But I know I hit this main pot pretty quickly, 30%, very happy about that. Still need to Star Force this in the future. I don't know if I'm just done Star Forcing this until 5, 10, 15 or even Shining, but it probably is time I save up some of my Mesos. 22 star Meister ring, 27% main pot. Main pots, I think I'm done with potentials on this character overall until after I'm done Star Forcing. I don't want to go for any 30% until everything is 22 stars, and that includes Slime Ring and Arcanes. Event ring, this will be replaced by an ET if I get an ET to 18 stars. I know there's the whole 22 with Trace angle on Pitch Boss, and I have preached that myself, but an ET is just too massive of an upgrade. I also, at the same time, don't want to just keep 17 stars, because 17 stars, I don't know, it just... Like, I look at this and I just get so ashamed. Such a small amount of stars, man. It is what it is. So yeah, that's why I would definitely keep it 18 star ET. But this is 27%. I will very likely never be touching this ring ever again. Roar 3. I might go back to the tower for a Roar 4. But that is something that I will keep for my future self, of course. Something that my future self is going to have to consider. Book. 91 and 4. Rolled this in like 60 breads after I got it as a drop. Super happy I got a book drop because this is like guaranteed pitch, and my dream goal around the time I want to do BM solo with the book and a heart is to be 4 set. So that would have to include an ET if I get one, get this 18 stars and be done. or 22 star like a couple other items. There might be some items that I hit 21 on, and if I do hit 21 on them, then I might just leave them at 21 just because. Like, I think that's still like not even that bad. 22 star dummy, 48 and 6 flame, and 27% of the main pot. Think about cubing this again. I mean, it's a place in this source, right? I don't know if I want to like min-max the pot, go for 30%, and get a slightly better flame, but that's something I'll do in the future, just because Dami's not best in slot, or something I'll think of in the future. Now, Daybreak Pendant is best in slot, so the main pot will have to be recubed to 30. The flame 64 and 6 is perfectly fine. I don't have to touch the flame ever again if I don't want to. Arcanes, now as you know, as a solo progression player up to BM solo, I will 22 star every arcane, even the weapon. So I want the weapon to show out. I want the weapon to be really good. This is a change that was not shown in the series, but my weapon is triple prime now. Probably one of the worst triple primes that you're ever going to see. 35 IED, 35 boss, 12 attack. It is what it is. I try to cube it a lot for an attack or a combination of attack and boss, but I just simply couldn't roll it. It was very unfortunate, but I'll just take what I can get. Flame, it's 24 strength, tier 6 attack, tier 6 boss. I will maybe... I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So I think the only thing that's going to change about this weapon would just be its Star Force, and maybe the main pot again later on. I think I will probably, if I get a black card, or if I use a black card, then yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have to touch up on this main pot again to get like a full combination of attack and boss. And then we have a 22 star golden clover belt, 64 and 6 flame, super nasty flame that I hit like super early on in the series. Like, I've had this belt since like episode 1 or 2, not even joking. Ridiculous. 27% main pot. I think I'm done touching this though, because spoiler alert, I have a very cool belt in my inventory that I have gotten from bosses this week. I say this as if it's not gonna boom. But I think when I was talking about like Star Force on Pitch Boss, right? If I hit 21 in the belt, this Dreamy belt here, I might just keep that. I have learned from the past, and I kind of don't want to make the same mistake again, even though it wasn't really that small of a game, so I tried to go for 22 to begin with. But I got a Source of Suffering drop, and hit 21 stars in 3 bill. It boomed the very first tap from 21 to 22. Was not a good look. Was not a good look at all. I was very upset, but sometimes because it was over a Dominator pendant, like sure, it was still a gain at 21, but it wasn't enough for a gain to really make like anything matter. So like, I don't really care. And that's just that. So yeah, pray this belt does something, and if it doesn't, then it just goes in the trash like the rest of these items. And it'd be like that. Just recently cubed this hat, 30%. Super nice. Loving the hat. It has an 80 and 3% flame as well, which I will probably reflame for like 60 and 6 or somewhere equivalent, which I'd only really be gaining like an extra 10 stat off of that. But that's something I would consider doing after Star Forcing and after cubing everything else. So like, my order would be finish Star Forcing, finish cubing like the 27s to 30s for the items that I want to be at 30, like the Daybreak Pendant and the Meister Ring, and then just reflame everything else. Twilight Mark, 40 and 6. Of course, I want this to be 60 and 6 later on, just like how it has 60 and 6 on int. Main pot, I might keep this, also 22 stars. So very likely that I don't know. I'll think about if I want to like really touch this in the future or not, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get a 22 star Zerk by then. You never know. I was about to say eye patch, but this is clearly a Black Mage mark. Eye patch. Eye patch might be a pitch boss item that I would consider keeping at just 21 stars, because I mean, come on now, it's a huge gain, even at 21 over this hunk of junk here. Has a 47 and 5 flame, 27% main pot. I don't think I'm going to be touching this item again. A 21 star eye patch would be very, very welcome. But in terms of like a Zerk, I'd want to have a 22-star Zerk. I'd want to have a 22-star Source, a 22-star Zerk. Eye Patch and Dreamy Belt, those can be 21. Doesn't really matter. I know, yeah, I've completely switched up on the whole stance of 21 or 22 with Trace, and I'm really just trying to take the gains, which I feel like are still like pretty good and necessary to get. My top 52 and 5 would eventually have to reflame and recube a 3% stat, and then reflames get like an extra 18 stat. So that's pretty much that. Pants, I would only be reflaming this for like 8 more stat, and then the pot recube it for 3% more. So really not too much of a gain on both the top and the bottom. As you could tell, on like the items that I no longer have the Star Force, the upgrades that make off of those are so minimal. Like, it's actually ridiculous. And I'm trying to solo BM on here, making these tiny upgrades when I need super large, gigantic upgrades. I don't know. It's gonna be really tough to pull off, but we'll just see how it goes. Arcanes. Super large, gigantic upgrade, because all my Arcanes are at 19, and getting them all to 22 would be massive. It'd be huge. And as an 86 and 5 flame, I'd probably reflame Arcanes for like 90 and 6 when I get around to doing so. But of course, again, let's have the Star Force, and probably after cubing as well, because all my Arcanes, aside from my gloves, are all 27, and I want them all to be 30. Estella Earrings, Ocean Glow Anvil, 69 and 4 flame, 30% main pot, 22 stars. I think I won't touch these anymore. I might redo the flame, maybe, for like an extra 20 stat, but we'll see. I would definitely need 22 stars CFEs if I were to replace these though. But I don't even know if I ever will get those drop. We'll just have to wait and see. 19 star shoulder, 27 main pot. So really, of course, 22 star these, 30% the pot, and then it's like fully done. Gloves. If I were to reflame them, I'd only be going for like 10 stat more than what it currently has. So it's really not like that crazy. Still wanted 22 star these, and I will probably want to recube them later for 2 lines in a line of stat. But that is not something I will do until everything gets 30% and I've reflamed everything. Because that is 70 bill that I'd be looking to spend. And I'm not sure if I want to spend 70 bill right now just to gain like 9 stat. Even like 6 stat. So not really the brightest idea at the moment. Emblem is 1 line IED, 2 lines of attack. I was thinking about recubing for 3 lines, but that's a bit too expensive for my taste. If I were to recube something to get rid of an IED line, it'd be the weapon, but I think I will probably just go ahead and continue to keep the IED line on the emblem. Magnus Badge. Also, as you can see, I'm 4 set for the regular boss accessory set, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. Monster Park Medal. Secondary, 2 lines of attack, a line of boss. This will stay as is. There are no debates over recubing this at all. Arcane Cape, 132. I would want to reflame this maybe later down the line for like an extra 18 stat. I want to say roughly 18 stat equivalent. Recube for 3% and get it to 22 stars. And then Fairy Heart, which I would cube this to 30, but considering I'm going to be using a Black Heart for BM solo, cubing this is kind of meaningless. Like, I really don't care. I'll just keep it at 27. Now to show stats, I'm 50.2k. This character, after finishing the cubing on the hat, has just recently broke 50k stat. Very happy to finally be in the 50k range now. Progressing from here is going to be really hard, but I'm going to try my best. Link skills. Adele again. I don't know if these are, I think these are the same as like the Dark Knight, but we got Adele, Demon Slayer, AB, Xenon, Resistance Thief, Cadena, DA, Mage, Kinesis, Lumi, and Kain. I literally think they are exactly the same. And if they're not, then I don't remember anything for... Yeah, I just don't remember anything at all. ID is super high at 97, but my boss damage is super low, which you could probably tell why I'd still want to requeue my weapon, which I'm not really sure like exactly what stage that's gonna come in, but we'll see. Legion, 7,982. I'm 18 away from 8k. I can easily reach 8k. I just choose not to. It's so bad. But as you can tell from recent developments, I'll be going over this when I make more reboot videos, by the way. I have a level 250 arc now. Yes, with the Savior Hyperburn, I hyperburned an arc. You could tell I do not care. And then I recently was able to max pop my Dark Command enough for it to get to 250. Because I stopped at 241 during the initial hyperburn. And then a few pots later, it is now finally 250. Wanted 36 level 200 plus characters on the grid, but I only have 34. No, 33. Lara would be 34 whenever the Lara hits 200. I at least want to get characters 35 and 36 up to at least 140 before I do hit 8k, just so I do have a few like 3-piece characters I can put on the grid, and then those can be upgraded kind of just sometime in the future. But yeah, 8k will be happening very, very soon. Now, in terms of bosses, we already know this character's super crazy ultimate goal is the BM solo, right? And maybe alongside BM, I can maybe potentially try Normal Saren as well. But I wouldn't necessarily be so sure about this. Normal Saren in general, is a very, very, very difficult boss, not untouchable. And I'm pretty sure even as a buck, it can be very frustrating to even touch. So I actually might think I will solo hard BM first before I even solo Normal Saren. Most recent boss I've soloed is Chaos Guardian Angel Slime. I was able to do this right before the Savior buffs in a 29-minute run. And then including the buffs, templates I had, and the little extra damage that I got during Savior, I can now do Slime in about 23 minutes. 23 and a half minutes. Pretty happy about the time. It sucks that I'm still needed to run this boss for rings, but even if I did have a 22-star ring, I would still be doing it every week anyway, for the sake of the boss crystal money, because I'm spending an extra 22 minutes in this boss for an extra 500 mil. And if you know my rates for training, that is something I will most certainly take. Yeah, equip inventory, probably the most organized it's ever been, but at the same time it can also be a mess. There's items that I really don't have to keep at all, like a good amount of these Oz rings, as well as this pink cup that I used before I used the book. Like, I really don't have to keep this, but I am anyway. As well as all the Dawn accessories, even though I have them all at 22 stars. No comment on that. We got these 2 slime rings. We got, what is it, 6 arcane weapons, and then 3 of each armor spare. The arcanes will be tapped during the summer shining. I want to save up mesos until then. This is literally all the mesos I have to my name. I might consider tapping the slime ring during a 5-10-15 event, but that would be the only thing that I would like ever tap on 5-10-15. Was just honestly really, really hoping that it will hit. I've spent so much money on the slime ring just for it to see nothing, and it's been kind of annoying, but take what we can get. Whenever you get unlucky in this game, you just have to continue pushing through. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Now that the Buck showcase is done, it's time to go over to the last server, GMS Reboot. And here's on Mihile. Perfect time to talk more about what this character has, especially after the hardware solo that I had just recently done. I know I already showed my equips in that video, but I wouldn't mind necessarily going over them again and talking more about what this character actually has. Now, my Dark Knight and my Buck pretty much have max nodes, but my Mihile doesn't necessarily have like max nodes. Like, it has some pretty high level nodes, but nothing like crazy maxed out. So I'll go over my V matrix a little bit on here as well. So on this character, I progressed up to 255 pretty much solo. But then ever since I finished recording the series and progressing past 255, I did get some boss carries. I got a BM carry. I'm currently doing lib missions. I haven't killed BM this month yet, but I will be on the Damien mission this month. So I'd be scheduled to liberate in July on here. And I was getting carried to like some of the other Arcane River bosses as well, just so I can get 5 set faster, and voila. Looking at my equip video, I'm already 5 set Arcane. Still don't have things like Twilight Mark yet, but hopefully we get that sometime soon. Symbols. I am missing 1.4k stat from Arcane Symbols. I should be scheduled to finish all of these symbols around the middle of May. And then for sack symbols, I just had level 4 Cernium. Level 5 will happen probably here pretty soon, especially considering I'm still missing the 10 that I can buy from Neo Tokyo. But considering I'm hitting level 5 Cern, like, quite soon, I do want to push to 270 eventually. But like, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna make the grind work on here just yet. I'm still kind of figuring things out. So instead of starting with the ring, we will start off with the totems. This is not the best flame I've gotten. The best flame I've gotten was 79 strength. I got 2 boxes from Misty Island, and I hit 79 fairly soon, and because I hit it so soon, I'm like, I could do better than that, right? I did not beat the allegations. This totem stinks. I hate this totem so much, and I know so many people who bricked as well. And there's people who like bricked other totem, and it was actually worse than their Dark Lord's totem that they had. So they just dropped this totem completely. Of course, I don't have Dark Lords on here, so I just have to keep the totem as is. Plus 57 strength, 3 attack isn't necessarily like the worst flame. People have hit worse flames, people have brick completely, but I did not want to brick at all. Like, I wasn't gonna go for anything better with, I think I had 11 flames left at the time I rolled this. I just wasn't gonna take my chances. I opened the boxes for 5 flames every week, and I dropped the flames until I no longer have the boxes in my inventory, and that's just that. We got the Yew Garden totems. I am refreshing these every month. It probably takes like 5 minutes of my time per month to get these totems, so I do not mind refreshing these at all. I don't really care to do Afterlands. Guardian Angel Ring. Hey, this potential in Star Force looks really familiar, huh? It's like the exact same as my buck, except GMS is tier 4 potentials, so I get an extra 3% strength. I got super lucky rolling this yet again. I don't know what it is with me and rolling sign ring pots, dude. I really don't. I do have a spare in my inventory. Pretty much my friend Mikey helping me out, carrying me sea slime every week, getting rings and stuff. I think we've done like 4 or 5 clears though, and I've only gotten 1 ring. You know, massive shout outs to him. The ring, I mean, it's okay, because like, I'm not really around the point where I need to start force this ring up immediately, but I tend to kind of like brainstorm and think about what I want to get done like in the future. I don't know, I'm just rambling at this point. I want to get it to 18 though. Like, things just go up once at a time, like everything to 18, everything to 19, and then everything to 21, so on and so forth. I'll talk about my big Star Force plans that I will have lined up the next time GMS gets to 5-10-15 after I showcase the rest of my gear. 2-line Eternal Flame Ring. I guess this will have to be replaced with like a reinforced or a Meister ring. Not necessarily sure which ring I'd get next. A lot of people talk about don't go reinforced because it's too expensive to replace if it booms. But then Meister, you also need 150 grand spell essences per ring, and that is also a bit too costly as well. So it's like, there's different poisons, you gotta pick which poison is better for you. For the people that grind a lot, Meister ring is obviously better. But the people that don't really grind as much, they might be able to get reinforced rings faster than Meister. But then there might also be Galax coins they need for superior gear, which also sucks. So it's just like, you don't know what to do. KT, 27% main pot. Definitely won't be touching this for a while. I'm sitting on 3 spares right now, which is kind of whatever. Suffering, 24% main pot, 17 stars. Still considering the transfer hammer method, which maybe I'll do, maybe I won't, I don't really know. It is highly recommended to do transfer hammer from 21 to 20, and then you tap to 21 highly recommended. I'm just not sure if I actually will go about doing it or not, which I know might be kind of throwing if I don't, but like, I don't really care. I actually don't care. So it is what it is with that. Pink Bean Cup, 16 strength, 6% all stat, pretty freaking terrible. Moving over, we got the Dominator Pendant, 3-line all stat, so 21% strength, 18 stars. Probably won't be touching the Star Force on here for a while. I don't plan on doing Commercy unless I get a pat mark, and if I do Commercy, then it will literally just be for an accessory. 36 strength, 5 all stat, 5% attack. Disregard that. Superior Gallix Pendant, 21% strength on unique, so I don't care about getting it to legendary. 16 strength and 3% all stat on the flame, because Gallix flames are terrible. We'll probably also self-star this up to 18 during like a 5, 10, 15 event. I was thinking the same with the ring, because even though I don't have replacements for either in my inventory, I at the very least have 1.4k Gallix coins, and I can buy like 2 extras, and it's a very high chance that these items get to 18 without booming, so I'm not necessarily so worried. Arcane Weapon, 3-line, 2-line boss, 1-line attack. Not necessarily 3-line you want to go for on the server, because familiars of boss damage exist. Except I don't have boss fams, so it's all good. My fams are actually 15 IED, 3% attack, and 15 IED. So like, it doesn't even matter. Flame is really good though. Tier 6 attack, tier 6 boss. It does have 1 bond soul, but I'm gonna keep this soul until I liberate. I gotta save all the max souls that I pulled. The 4 max souls that I pulled in the last soul event for my Ginny weapon that I will be getting in July. 17 star Gallix belt, 2-line pot, and like a 42 strength equivalent flame. Because again, Gallix flames. I plan to at least 18 this during Shining. Yikes, 5, 10, 15, not Shining. I had a 21 star Pink Bean belt, but because I only had 1 sub belt spare at the time, I tried to 22 star the Pink Bean belt instead of just transferring to the sub belt and Star Force and get up to 21. Because I was too afraid to boom the sub belt. Biggest mistake of my life was tapping that Pink Bean belt trying to go for 22, because it blew up and now I'm sitting on a 17 star sub belt. Very unfortunate, but you live and you learn. CRA top, not sure if I'll be cubing this for a while. Eventually I would want to try to get it to 21 stars, because I failed to do that during Shining. But it has a 40 and 5 strength flame, 19 stars. Pot is 2-line and 9%. 2-line is best in slot for Mihile. Mihile does not want any more than, I'm sorry, I said 2-line. -2 seconds. The 2-second cooldown is best in slot. You don't want any more, and I'm pretty sure you don't want any less either, of course. Why would you want any less? So the best pot for Mihile would be -2 and 2 lines of stat. Condensed Power Crystal, yes! Because I'd never get Twilight Marks. 2-line strength and 15 and 5% flame, and then that's all there is to that. Black B Mark, 17 stars. I think I've spent like 7 bill on this thing just for it to boom a couple of times. Highest star seen is 19. We're trying to go for 20, of course. 78 strength flame, and then 21% main pot. I'll probably reflame it in the future. I don't even know. I just really want more spare so I can get this thing past 17 again. Even settle at 18 or 19 later on if I have to. CRA top 52 and 4. Would definitely want to reflame this. It's 21 stars. My only 21 star item that I have. So I have a lot of other items that I want to get to 21 before even considering getting this to 22. I'm not even gonna try it. Not even for the hashtag chair. Because you know how there's achievements of the hashtag chair, right? I got the 20 star one, I got the 21 star one, but I do not have the 22 star one. But no, I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna push it at all. 19 star pants, 48, 5 and 5 on the flame, so not too bad of a flame, and then just 2-line pot. And then I have 3 of my arcanes at 13 stars, which is actually better than full 17 Abso, so I'll go ahead and take it. Shoe Flame is very good, 102 and 5, but the main pod is only 2 lines, which is something that I'll still just go ahead and take right now. Not really too bad. 18-star Sup earrings transferred directly from my 20-star level 130 Horntoe earrings. So I transferred it to Reinforce, so the Reinforce is 19 stars, and then I transferred up to Sup to have an 18-star Sup. And it'll probably be like this for a while. 4% all stat flame, so like 40 stat equivalent, and then the main pot is 21 strength. Arcane Shoulder, 13 stars, 2 line strength, nothing else. Glove, double crit, 17 stars. I hit double crit on here really fast. Like, I'm talking within 15 cubes after it hit legendary. And I think it hit legendary pretty quickly as well. So I kind of got free double crit gloves on here. Very happy about those. Flame though is 102 and 5 attack. I wish it was 102 and 5 stat like the shoes, but you can't necessarily always choose though. I got this at 17 stars through the 17 star scroll from the Blake event, when the Blake event was running. That's why I also have the Parry Dots Android. Emblem, IED attack and damage. Honestly, I don't know when I'll recube this. Recubing the emblem in secondary has been like a gray area for me at the moment, because my secondary is 40 boss, 9 attack, and 9 strength. But I do want to recube these two for better, more usable stats. It's just, I think it's a bit too expensive at the moment, and I'd rather put my current efforts more into star forcing, because I still think I'd get like a ton of damage just off doing that. Magnus badge, I'm like what, 6 set regular boss at the moment. If I ever get a Twilight Mark, then I'm immediately converting my slime ring to Dawn set. I lose 5 set boss, but I gain 2 set Dawn. And the 2 set Dawn effect is super good because that's 10 boss right there. So I'll be bringing myself down to 4 set boss. Already went over the secondary, got the 7-day Monster Parkers super fast because you could do Monster Park 7 times a day on GMS for basically no cost at all. 13 star cape, 115 flame, would definitely want to reflame this in the future with the 2 line pot. And then I have a Fairy Heart that has 24% strength, and that's it. So I feel like my GMS gear looks exactly how you would expect it to look from a veteran KMS player, if that makes any sort of sense at all. I'm like, oh, Chance Hammer to sub? I don't really care about too much of those. I'll just star him straight up. That might not be one of my best plays if I do try to do that, but again, I could get really lucky. Who knows? When I go over my stats, I'll go over them with my toggles on and my fams on as well. My damage fams, IED, and attack. That buff me everything. Okay, here we go. Freshly made 37k, not too bad. 96.8 IED, 367 boss. Currently have the haste title bringing up the boss damage and the IED. Pink Bean and Yeti is coming to GMS soon, roughly in about 2 weeks. So I'm probably gonna do those, and I know I'm going to have a miserable time. It is not going to be fun. Link skills, let me go over them. I have recently just finished my boss in Links. I am running Xenon on here, unlike the other two. I might stop later on, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think I have to, but I don't really care. But I got Demon Slayer, Lumi, Xenon, DA, Kana, Kinesis, Cadena, Arc, Jet. I think it's like 35 stat and 30 attack or something. It just doesn't show sometimes, so it's really annoying. And then Mage, Thief, and level 3 Beast Tamer. Then for my Legion, I am 5.5k. The recent haste event we just had, I pushed from 2.9 to 5.5, and I finally just recently got Heroic Legion. Pretty decent grind getting up here, to be honest. My 4 highest levels my 4 highest level characters. We got the Mihile, 235 Kana, 221 Dark Knight, who recently leveled up off of doing Chaos Wartail, and then my 210 level 3 Beast Tamer Link. Legion will stay as is until Anniversary, whenever we get the Dolphin event, and then I will continue to work on it and bring it up some more again. So this will only really be going up during events. And then here are my bossing nodes. Someone pointed out that I disassembled the will skill, which I didn't even notice I did until they pointed it out, and that was like a while back. So I've never actually used the will skill on this character in my life. I'm dead serious. I really don't even care about it, but that's just how it is. I still haven't maxed out Sword of Light, but as you can tell, Shield of Light and Radiant Sword are maxed. Aura Weapon is maxed. Don't really care about Decence. Failing Charge is maxed. Boost Nodes are maxed. I want to continue leveling Blink a little bit more. Light of Courage is almost maxed. It is missing 3 nodes, or just 1 complete EXP node to finish it off. Bind might stay as is. And then that's pretty much it for the most part. If there's other skills that I do want to level, it is definitely Blink for the attack, as well as decent HS, impenetrable skin whenever I can actually slot this, as well as Will of Urda and Urda Shower for the training. I hardly farm, I mean, I did farm quite a bit in my nodes, grinding up to 255, but so many of them just came from the nodes from Clover in other events like Hyperburn, as well as the EXP nodes from Clover in Hyperburn and just Ignition and stuff. So I got a lot of event nodes supporting me. Like, it's actually crazy. I think I've gotten over 700 event nodes in over 45 EXP nodes. Like, event nodes carry this character super hard, and that's why so many of my skills are maxed out. Now, boss goals. As we all know, this character has recently defeated Hardwill. I am waiting for a Star Force event, and I want to level up a little bit more, and with some extra arcane symbol levels as well. This character should be able to tackle and solo all 3 of the Chaos and Neighbors bosses. So by like May-ish with anniversary item stats, I should be strong enough to do all of C10E bosses. Don't even know if I'll be strong enough for Hard Loosed or not, because Phase 3 sucks, and I don't have an Oz ring for Phase 3, and I don't plan on doing Oz at all, unless there is a 2x box event. That will be the time, the only time I will ever touch Oz on this godforsaken server. After I get strong enough for C10Es, I will probably be saving up a bit more for my Liberation cubing in July for the Genesis weapon, and then maybe also cube the secondary MD emblem on top of that as well. There should be a cube sale in May, maybe. Speculation, not confirmed. And hopefully, like, it will last sometime into June. And I can see if I'll be able to, like, save the cubes that I buy from that for Jenny cubing in early July. But I'm not necessarily too sure if that's going to be possible. We're just going to have to wait till time tells, and I'll see if I'll be able to play it out or not. This character has no overarching goal. People constantly ask what my goal on the Mihile is, and there's none. I'm just playing it for fun. Just going killing these bosses. Jokingly thought about soloing BM on here, but considering that it's GMS and there's a lot of other sources of damage, plus I will have a Genesis weapon, I could unironically solo Black Mage on this character without sweating too hard to be able to pull it off like I am on the Buck. I probably actually could, with enough consistent play. I would have to grind up to 275 plus though, probably be a little closer to 280 if I were to actually want to try, but I honestly wouldn't necessarily mind doing so. If I want to run a Grandest boss like Saren, I would probably have to push the 275 ASAP and do several months of dailies to be able to actually have enough force to pull decent weight in Saren, but again, that would only really happen if I actually did push the grind to 275, which I'm not sure when that would even happen. I have zero plans for that. I have zero plans, but I do want it to happen. But at the same time, I gotta play the Buck too, so it's all like weird at the moment. We just like, we do these things in the moment. Yeah, I think that's really all there is to say about this character. And that's all 3 of my, I guess, mains that I have to cover. And I guess to end off this video, I'm getting back on the buck to let you guys know that Reboot Wednesdays are coming back. Oh my goodness. I know I said the videos will be uploaded at a much slower pace, and I really do feel like if there's no content or just not enough content for a single video, I probably will skip that week. But the series is coming back, and it's going to be going until Black Mage is defeated. Probably sometime like towards the weekend or the beginning of next week, I might upload a really scuffed episode that consists of all the footage that I recorded during Savior. I have a lot of it, but it doesn't really turn out to be like a complete episode itself. It'd be really scuffed, so I would have to do a little bit of improvising on the video itself to kind of make it feel more like a complete episode, because it would just cut off midway and I'll be like, okay, that's it, that's all I recorded for Savior. It was at this point where I decided I'm not gonna upload a Savior video anymore. I'm gonna scrap the rest of the recording. But it's like, why would I scrap all that recording when I can just upload what I recorded so you guys can kind of see what I did during Savior? Like, why not? But the series will officially continue 1 week after Savior has ended, starting tomorrow's weekly boss reset, because everything is already cleared this week. And that's pretty much that. GMS Mihile videos could be uploaded whenever I do certain bosses, I guess, like the C10 solos that I want to pull off in May. If I end up recording those, I will go ahead and upload those as well in the future. And then I guess whatever monumental achievements I make on the Dark Knight, like I finally cleared Kalos, that is definitely going on the channel. I know I don't have the normal Saren video up, but it's not necessarily in, unfortunately it's not necessarily in like a good condition, so I do not think the normal Saren solo video will be coming out. I sincerely do apologize for my lack of professionalism for this channel. You can see the achievement screenshot of it instead. Anyway, Buck videos are coming back. I specifically did not do Shangri-La just so I could go ahead and record it for the Reboot series and talk more about the game's crazy magical lore. That's everything. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate y'all's time, and I will see you guys in the next video.